Welcome to Zarpado, the channel where curiosity never sleeps. Like, subscribe, and we're starting. In Sweden, a company trains crows to collect cigarette butts and small pieces of trash in the city. Every time they deliver trash to a special machine, they receive food as a reward. These birds are intelligent enough to become allies in urban cleanup. Steve Buscemi was a member of the Manhattan Fire Department for 4 years. When the September 11 attacks occurred, he returned as a volunteer. He worked at his former station for 12 weeks without seeking recognition. Much of the program paperback is pre-recorded. The objects featured have already been inspected, cleaned, and evaluated. Even the reactions of the protagonists follow a predefined structure. Canadian scientists discovered more than 53 gallons of urine in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. They used the sweetener acesulfame K as a marker. This compound appears in urine and does not degrade easily in water. Cuba and North Korea are the only countries where Coca-Cola is not sold. Both nations have no trade relations with the United States. Therefore, the world's most famous beverage is not available in their stores. Michael Jackson had a meeting at the Twin Towers on the day of the attack. He didn't attend because he fell asleep after a grueling concert in New York. He spent the night talking to his mother, which saved his life. Bobby, a dog from Portugal, lived 31 years in good health. A balanced diet, constant activity, and veterinary care extended his life. He entered the Guinness World Records as the longest-lived dog ever recorded. Bangkok surpasses Paris, London, and New York in the number of annual tourists. More than 22 million visitors arrive in the Thai capital each year. Temples, floating markets, and gastronomy make it irresistible to world travelers. People with dogs have lower blood pressure and cholesterol levels. Pets promote exercise, reduce stress, and improve socialization. Living with a dog improves physical health and emotional well-being. Wolf cats emerged in the United States through a natural mutation in 2010. They have sparse fur, an intense gaze, and a playful and affectionate personality. Their unusual appearance made them popular with lovers of the unusual. The world's tallest swing is located in Chongqing, China. It reaches almost 328 feet in height and swings over an abyss. Before its opening, more than 4,000 safety tests were conducted. A gigantic sculpture of the mythological bird Jatayu was built in India. It measures more than 197 feet long and depicts the fight against the demon Ravana. The work combines spirituality, mythology, and architecture on a sacred hill. The famous Hollywood sign began as a real estate advertisement in 1923. It originally read Hollywoodland and was later restored. Today it symbolizes the film industry and the glamour of Los Angeles. Hyenas produce white feces due to their bone-rich diet. The high concentration of calcium leaves chalky excrement. These traces reveal key information for environmentalists about its diet. A bear in Tennessee died after ingesting 66 pounds of cocaine. The cargo fell from a small plane and the animal consumed it completely. It was stuffed and put on display after its story became famous as Pablo Escobar. Gently guiding a sleepwalker is better than letting them wander. Although it may seem risky to wake them up, the danger lies in sleepwalking aimlessly. Speaking calmly and directing them to bed is the safest option. Picasso's full name includes more than 20 words and saints. He was named Pablo Diego José Francisco de Paula Juan Nepomuceno María de los Remedios, a Spanish family tradition that celebrated religious figures and ancestors. Xiaomi launched an electric sedan with artificial intelligence called the SU7. It can park itself and reach speeds of up to 155 miles per hour. Its battery promises up to 621 miles of range on a single charge. In Yucatan lies the Chicxulub crater, the source of the end of the dinosaurs. It is 112 miles in diameter and 12.4 miles deep. Strange metals in the area confirmed its extraterrestrial origin in 1980. Balinese macaque monkeys skillfully steal objects from tourists. Phones, glasses, and cameras disappear in seconds. Locals offer food to the monkeys in exchange for the stolen goods. Jackie Chan and Jack Black participated in the Kung Fu Panda saga for over a decade without meeting in person. Jackie played Master Monkey in Chinese, while Jack voiced Po in English. They only met for the first time in a hotel in China after years of working separately. There are artificially created clouds that reflect sunlight to lower the planet's temperature. They form by releasing water vapor with particles into the atmosphere and can cause rain after about an hour. Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for a simple reason. Accepting one costs a fortune. The process requires a nomination, an event, and a maintenance fee, which many artists prefer to avoid. An Argentine engineer designed a car that runs on garbage. His 1,983 Ford Falcon Ranchera can travel up to 62 miles on just 33 pounds of waste. It doesn't require engine modifications, and its exhaust gases also add oxygen to the environment. Michael is a model that represents the gamers of the future. He displays effects such as baldness, a hunchback, a prominent belly, and skull deformities, consequences of poor posture and diet. He was created to raise awareness about the gamer lifestyle. The world's largest airplane, known as the Flying Boom, plans to land in Mallorca. It can carry up to 100 passengers and take off from almost any flat surface, which could change travel as we know it. The hairs in your nose, called cilia, filter the air we breathe, trapping harmful particles. They also warm the air before it reaches your lungs, so it's best not to remove them. Wilson presented a 3D printed basketball, completely hollow and airless. It bounces just like a traditional basketball, and its structure allows for normal play. It is available in white, black, and brown, with a price tag close to $2,000. In Taupo, New Zealand, there is a McDonald's inside a decommissioned Douglas DC-3 airplane. The dining room, with seating for 20, is one of the most unusual in the world and has been there for more than 3 decades. Drooling while sleeping indicates that the body is completely relaxed. Babies and children do it frequently, but as they grow older and become more stressed, this sign of deep rest often disappears. Some modern cars display how long it takes until a traffic light turns green. This is achieved by connecting to the city's traffic networks. In the future, this feature could be standard on all vehicles. Kowloon, known as the Beehive City, was a lawless walled city in Hong Kong. Up to 50,000 people lived on just 6 acres. It was demolished in 1993 for health reasons. The mask of silence reduces the sound of voices by up to 80%. Ideal for calls in noisy places, this invention is not yet widely marketed, but could be useful for holding private conversations. Most dogs have 5 toes on their front paws and 4 on their back paws. Some have an extra dew claw that serves no purpose. Dogs stand on their toes, unlike humans who stand with the entire sole of their foot. In Colombia, the El Muergano restaurant offers insults as part of its service. Waiters playfully abuse customers while serving food, which has turned the place into a viral phenomenon. The world's largest garden is located in Dubai. Called Miracle Garden, it contains more than 190 million flowers and is open between November and April. It includes a floral replica of an Airbus A380. Nakizumo is a Japanese festival where babies compete to cry. Parents and sumo wrestlers try to make the child cry as part of a tradition that wards off evil spirits and promotes health. Germany boasts more than 500 types of beer. It also celebrates Oktoberfest, the world's largest beer festival, where millions of liters of beer are consumed over more than 2 weeks. Paper bread is a Korean culinary trend, known for its extreme thinness and crunchy texture. Although it resembles a leaf, it is eaten as a snack or as an accompaniment to various recipes. Evzones are soldiers in the Greek Presidential Guard. They must be over 6 feet tall and be able to lift their leg to their shoulders as part of their rigorous ceremonial routine. The hydrofoiler is an electric bicycle capable of traveling through water at 12 ms. It uses a propeller powered by pedals and a motor, combining sport with green technology. A drone breaks records by reaching 217 mph. Its speed is comparable to that of a Formula One car and represents a major advance in aerial engineering. The Maldivian 1,000 rupee banknote stands out for its marine design. It includes patterns that mimic the skin of the whale shark and the shell of the green turtle. Many consider it one of the most beautiful banknotes in the world. The World Blind Football Championship is held every 4 years. Teams of 5 players compete with a ball containing bells, demonstrating inclusion and talent in this exciting sport. Chewing gum for an hour a day could help prevent baldness. It is believed to improve circulation in the scalp, which promotes hair growth. A curious yet simple method to try. In space, if you shout, "No one hears you," it's not just a dramatic phrase. Sound needs a medium like air to propagate, and in the vacuum of space, there's simply nothing to transmit it. In Japan, there is an island inhabited almost exclusively by cats. It's called Aoshima, and felines outnumber humans by more than 6 to 1. It's known as Cat Island. The Vatican has a library so secret that its archives have sections that only the Pope or scholars with special permission can access. It houses documents more than 12 centuries old. Turtles can breathe through their rear ends, technically through their cloaca. This method allows them to absorb oxygen while underwater during winter hibernations. In France, Napoleon Bonaparte was attacked by rabbits. He organized a hunt, but the servants released domesticated rabbits that, instead of fleeing, surrounded him, believing he was bringing them food. Octopuses have 3 hearts. 2 pump blood to the gills, and the 3rd to the rest of the body. Interestingly, this 3rd heart stops when they swim, which quickly exhausts them. In Bolivia, there is a desert that looks like a giant mirror. It's called the Salar de Uyuni, and when it rains, the thin layer of water reflects the sky so perfectly that the horizon disappears. Flamingos aren't born pink. Their color comes from the carotenoids they consume when feeding on algae and crustaceans. Without this diet, they would be white or gray. In ancient Rome, urine was a valuable commodity. It was used as a detergent for washing clothes and even for whitening teeth. A tax was even levied on its public collection. Plants also communicate. Some emit chemicals to alert others of a threat, such as a pest. It's a surprisingly effective form of plant warning. In Iceland, there are no traditional surnames. Instead, they use the father's or mother's name followed by son or daughter. For example, if your father is Joan, you could be Johnson or John's daughter. Bombardier beetles can expel a scalding chemical jet from their abdomens as a defense. This mixture reaches temperatures of up to 212.9, a mini natural chemical explosion. Humans share about 98% of their DNA with chimpanzees, but we also share about 60% with bananas. Genetics never ceases to amaze. The Colosseum in Rome had a system of pulleys, trapdoors, and underground tunnels that allowed wild animals to be pulled from the ground, like ancient special effects. In South Korea, the number 4 is considered unlucky, so much so that in many buildings the 4th floor is marked F to avoid that number. This is due to its similarity to the word death. In Australia, there are more kangaroos than people. It is estimated that there are more than 50 million kangaroos compared to a human population of just over 27 million. Ants can survive inside a microwave. Their bodies are so small that electromagnetic fields often don't affect them directly unless they are in the center of the plate. In the 17th century, a British doctor proposed treating headaches by implanting a piece of a dead person's skull. trepanation was seen as an almost magical remedy. In China, there is a glass bridge that makes even the bravest dizzy. It is located in Zhangjiajie and spans a canyon more than 984 feet deep. Goats can have regional accents. A study in England showed that the bleats of goats raised in different regions sound different, a rarity in the animal world. A man was found dead on the coast of Somerton, Australia, wearing an elegant suit but without documents. Among his belongings was a piece of paper with the phrase "Tamam Shud," Persian for finished. They also found a book with cryptic codes. To this day, no one has been able to decipher his identity or the cause of his death. Elephants not only remember, they also feel tenderness. Research shows that their brains react the same way humans do when they see babies. They feel empathy, compassion, and affection for other species. They are as large on the outside as they are sensitive on the inside. The brain weighs little but demands a lot. It barely represents 2% of the body but consumes about 20% of its energy. Keeping it active requires constant fuel, good food, better memory. A scent can break time. The Proust phenomenon explains how certain smells trigger forgotten memories. The sense of smell connects directly with the amygdala and hippocampus, without logical filters. A perfume or the smell of wet earth can open doors to the past. The organ that interprets pain doesn't feel it. The brain lacks receptors called nociceptors. Patients undergoing brain surgery can converse awake without any pain. The suffering center is immune to suffering. Looking at patterns with tiny holes can cause immediate discomfort. This reaction is called trypophobia. Honeycombs, seeds, or sponges can provoke involuntary repulsion, perhaps a primitive evolutionary protective mechanism. The tongue, a versatile and powerful muscle. It detects sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami flavors. It also guides food, mixes with saliva, and articulates words. Small but essential in everyday life. A car controlled with PlayStation. Sony and Honda created an electric vehicle called a Fila. Its steering wheel can be replaced with a PS5 controller. It includes sensors for autonomous driving and a surround display. Raynaud's syndrome freezes the fingers. Cold or stress causes spasms in arteries, reducing blood flow. The fingers turn white or blue due to lack of oxygen. When the episode passes, they regain color and mobility. Tomorrowland is more than electronic music. Every year, Boom in Belgium becomes another planet. Colossal stages, fireworks, and legendary DJs. A sensory experience that borders on fantasy. In New Zealand, a fence is covered in bras. It's called Bradrona and began as a joke. Today it attracts thousands of visitors who leave bras as offerings, a curious symbol of solidarity and memory. Some cultures claim that plants have consciousness. They speak between roots, warn of danger, and share nutrients. Studies support this idea with real-life examples. The forest, a collective brain covered in leaves. Lucid dreams are parallel lives. There you can decide to fly, change the plot, or live without limits. Some people train to dream at will. Others claim to have healed real wounds within them. Sunlight takes 8 minutes to reach Earth. What you see now left the sun exactly 8 minutes ago. Reality is slightly delayed, even during the day, a lag that reminds us how relative perception is. In Rome, lead was part of everyday cooking. Utensils, cups, and even wine contained this metal. Some historians believe it caused madness in emperors, a tasty but poisonous legacy of the empire. Fibonacci, the hidden code of nature. The sequence 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 appears in flowers, snails, and galaxies. Even in your body, perfect proportions in hands and face. Mathematical beauty in the living and the inert. Dreams don't respect clocks. You can live decades in seconds while you sleep. During REM sleep, the brain distorts time perception. You wake up agitated, as if you've crossed into another life. Quantum physics doesn't believe in nothingness. Particles emerge from the quantum vacuum and appear and disappear. There, the universe vibrates even in absolute silence. The origin of the Big Bang, perhaps, arose from that invisible whisper. Time could be a curve, not a line. Einstein proposed that gravity can slow it down or speed it up. Near a black hole, it almost stops. And in your mind, it also stretches or shrinks depending on your emotions. What if time didn't move forward but rather built up? Some theories hold that everything happens simultaneously, as if the past, present, and future were merely an illusion. Xiaomi's CyberDog 2 simulates a real dog. Quadruped, lightweight, agile, with sensors, cameras, and even LiDAR detection. It recognizes faces and responds to voices. High-speed trains exceed 155 miles per hour. With aerodynamic design and lightweight materials, they connect cities in record time. They only operate on dedicated tracks with automated signaling systems that guarantee precise, smooth, and safe journeys. The Samoyed is a Siberian breed with a white coat, a perpetual smile, and a robust body. Its double coat protects it from extreme cold. They are sociable and active animals, needing companionship and constant grooming, energy, tenderness, and resilience in one canine package. A car replica created by Brickscale with Lego pieces has steering, suspension, and even an electric motor. Engineering and creativity combined in thousands of blocks. It not only looks like a real car, it also works. Mechanical precision, detailed aesthetics, and real functionality with toy bricks. The automaton, a Japanese instrument with a smiley face, emits electronic sounds by sliding along its neck. When you press its mouth, it modulates the pitch as if it were singing. Versions are available in different sizes. It sounds playful, similar to a synthesizer with a life of its own. A hit among musicians and curious people. Your body is home to more bacteria than human cells. An entire microbiota lives inside you, helping to digest, protect, and regulate vital functions. You are a walking ecosystem. What you think is me is actually a community of microbeings working together. Reincarnation proposes that you return again and again to learn. Each life is a different lesson. The soul transforms until it no longer needs to return. If this life hurts, perhaps it's the unfinished business of another. Or perhaps today you were the master. Every experience leaves its mark on your evolution. The number 108 appears in Buddhism and Hinduism as a symbol of the universe. 108 beads are used in the mala for prayers and mantras. The sun and moon have relative sizes exactly 108 times the diameter of the earth. Coincidence or hidden sacred code? Your brain generates more neural connections than visible stars in the universe. Every thought is a spark between neurons. You are an internal galaxy. What you see outside also vibrates inside. Ideas could be stars being born inside your mind. Many people dream of deceased loved ones. In those dreams, there are hugs, messages, and peace that feels real, beyond logic. Ancient cultures believed that dreams were bridges to other planes. Today, science cannot fully explain it, but no one forgets those dreams. Even though there is no air, the universe is not silent. Since the Big Bang, a cosmic vibration has resonated, background radiation, and eternal hum. It's the millennia-old echo of the birth of time and space, a thermal whisper that envelops everything. The oldest known music. Sea otters sleep holding hands so they don't drift apart. They form groups called rafts and stay close in the water. This adorable gesture serves a vital function. Even when sleeping, otters understand the value of bonding and cooperation. Cows form deep friendships. They choose favorite companions and suffer anxiety when separated. Their heart rates change, and so does their behavior. Far from being just farm animals, they feel intense emotional bonds. Friendship also exists between grasses and moos. Whales sing songs that travel thousands of miles. Their sounds are used for communication, orientation, and socialization. Each species has its own sound language. Humpback whales even modify their melodies over time and share them between groups. Rafael Briti, a Brazilian slackline expert, crossed a high line suspended between two hot air balloons at over 200 feet high. A Guinness World Record and a dizzying feat: balance, training, and extreme daring. He doesn't walk, he floats over the abyss. At the Gordo's restaurant, they serve chocolate ice cream in mini ceramic toilets. The dessert is called chocolate poo and simulates exactly that: a toilet with contents. An experience that mixes humor, controversy, and sweetness. Strange but viral, a craze that's a hit on social media. The Ashera, one of the most expensive cats in the world, combines genes from the domestic cat, the African serval, and the Asian leopard cat. Its spotted fur looks wild, but it's sociable and intelligent. It can measure more than 3 feet long and weigh up to 33 pounds. In Paris, the Escanard is an amphibious bus that travels through the city by land and along the Seine River. A tour that blends history, technology, and navigation. Inspired by military vehicles, it allows you to see the Eiffel Tower and Notre Dame from a new perspective, Paris from the street and from the water. McDonald's in China launched a burger with Oreo cookies, Spam, mayonnaise, and sesame bread, a combination as unlikely as it was viral. A wheeled robot dog paraded at the World Artificial Intelligence Conference, ready to conquer impossible terrain and redefine robotic assistance. A spherical auditorium in Las Vegas held more than 18,000 people, with 16K LED screens and 4D physical effects, positioning itself as the most expensive venue in the city. This was the Blackbeard, a car designed to film chases without destroying real vehicles, chameleon-like and functional for any extreme scene. Senang in China showcased the world's largest bicycle graveyard. Millions of rusty scrap metal pieces formed a landscape that resembled post-apocalyptic art. The marshmallow experiment in the 1970s revealed that children with greater self-control were more successful academically and professionally. Pixel makeup took hold on social media, with faces that looked like they came from retro video games or walking glitches. Eindhoven, the Netherlands, created a 3D printed house in less than 120 hours, living proof that the architectural future already had foundations. In Peru, jockeys participated in a horseless race, running 328 feet on foot as part of an unusual jockey club tradition. A spaghetti-shaped ice cream appeared in Switzerland, with vanilla simulating pasta, strawberry sauce representing tomato sauce, and white chocolate shavings representing grated cheese. Magdeburg fans used colored arrows to guide their players during a match. They scored a goal but lost 2-1. Furkan Adidemir's artificial intelligence reimagined overweight superheroes, breaking down muscular stereotypes and making them more human. Milk mixed with cola triggered an unexpected reaction. Proteins clumped together, clear liquid emerged, and the flavor remained intact. Jan Davis, an engineer from Oregon, lost 4 fingers and built his own functional prosthesis with a 3D printer to resume his normal life. Ken Tornes, dubbed Norway's last Viking, challenged life with extreme jumps, impossible sports, and an unstoppable spirit. A Tesla completed a factory home trip in Austin without human intervention, showing how close we are to fully autonomous driving. An artificially intelligent drone won an international racing competition, beating the best human pilots with superhuman reflexes. Chan Minang, a 74-year-old Chinese bodybuilder, showed off an enviable physique thanks to constant exercise and healthy habits. A restaurant in Singapore served noodles suspended on floating chopsticks, creating an optical illusion that defied gravity and captivated diners. Molecular gastronomy used liquid nitrogen, to generate crispy, visually spectacular desserts, science and flavor in a single bite. An artist transformed fruits like apples and pears into hyper-realistic sculptures, ephemeral art that combined nature and human creativity. Chimera cats were born with double DNA, split coats, and unequal eyes, the result of fused embryos, a genetic phenomenon as rare as it is fascinating. Balenciaga launched a bracelet resembling adhesive tape, valued at over $1,200. Fashion crossed the line between luxury and provocation. Scientists in Japan created a soft, robotic tongue that mimicked human textures, with potential medical applications and improvements in interaction with robots. The PBA Tour Playoffs, a bowling tournament that brought together the world's best bowlers, where skill, nerve, and precision defined the season's champion. The transparent salpa, a gelatinous and almost invisible marine creature, filtered phytoplankton and silently contributed to the balance of the oceans. Alberto Olmedo, a stylist from Madrid, used open flames and a blowtorch to style hair. His extreme technique surprised with its precision, texture, and unexpected results, a radical proposal that redefined what it meant to go to the hairdresser. More than 328 feet underground, the Salina Turda salt mine in Romania operated as an underground theme park. With Ferris wheels, mini-golf, and boat rides, the site offered science, health, and entertainment in a magical, salty environment. The Cuda jet allows you to dive up to 131 feet with an underwater propulsion system that reaches depths at a speed of 9.8 feet per second. A combination of adrenaline and marine exploration, it revolutionizes traditional diving with a touch of futuristic technology. In 1886, Carl Benz patented the first car with an internal combustion engine. Although rudimentary, his inventions sparked the automotive revolution that shaped the modern world on four wheels. The yellow-headed parrot of South America is surprising for its talent for imitating noises like saws, alarms, and telephones. More than a colorful bird, it is a brilliant mind with an astonishing vocal ability to camouflage itself among human sounds. Frédéric Cuvier discovered the red panda in 1825, a distant cousin of the giant panda and the raccoon. It stands out for its reddish fur, its arboreal habits, and its diet of bamboo. One of the most adorable animals on the planet. Mark Kelly wore a gorilla costume into space and surprised the entire crew on the International Space Station. A comical moment that proves that even in orbit, humor floats without gravity. In China, silver iodide is fired into the sky to modify the weather at events like the Olympic Games, a technique known as cloud seeding, used to induce or prevent rain as needed. In Japan, robotic exoskeletons help the elderly and workers lift weights, walk, or move effortlessly. Wearable technology enhances human strength and improves quality of life with mechanical elegance. Royal Deluxe makes giant puppets up to 49 feet tall that parade through the streets. Mythological creatures, enormous girls, and wooden elephants transform cities into colossal fairy tale settings. In the Netherlands, there are more bicycles than inhabitants. More than 22 million bikes compared to fewer than 18 million people. Bike paths crisscross cities, countryside, and even bridges, all adapted to pedaling. Even in winter, bikes rule the car. Rimac Nevera, lightning on wheels, from 0 to 60 miles ph in just 1.7 seconds, and up to 249 miles ph in less than 18 seconds. An electric racing car that overshadows combustion engines, Croatia created a silent monster with the soul of a rocket. The E-216, an electric airplane with an eco-friendly heart, a top speed of 81 mph and a range of 22 miles. A futuristic design with a clear objective: to fly over urban traffic, a flying capsule with ambitions to be the taxi of tomorrow. Protoclone Bone, a robot with more than 1,000 synthetic muscles, a butler of the future that washes, cooks, and vacuums. a polymer skeleton, and almost human-like movements. A new generation of domestic assistants, more science than fiction. Kim Kardashian turned her ID photo into a Hollywood production. Makeup, lighting, and angles for a perfect result. Criticism arose for exaggerating an official document. She responded, "Beauty doesn't ask for permission, not even on a driver's license." Lorenzo Posen creates insects so lifelike they could fly. Mosquitoes and bees made with resins, silicone, and an obsession with detail. Each antenna and wing perfectly reproduces its natural model. Entomological art with the soul of a scientific laboratory. Roller coasters are tested with mannequins and water bags. They simulate the weight and behavior of real passengers. Engineers adjust seat belts and structures without risking lives. Safe fun thanks to tests without screaming, but with precision. Atlas, the Boston Dynamics robot, dances, jumps, and does backflips. Circus-like balance, athlete strength, and human agility. A prototype designed for both disasters and shows. The robotics with the most flow on the planet. In Cambodia, elephants sabotage sugarcane trucks to steal their cargo. With prodigious memory, they detect which vehicle is carrying the sweet loot. They stop traffic with their bodies and enjoy their reward, nature, and intelligence at their finest. The world's largest paintball lives in Alexandria, Indiana. Since 1997, it has added layer upon layer until it weighs over 8,800 pounds and measures 18 feet around. An artistic project that never stops growing. In Helsinki, a Ferris wheel with saunas instead of cabins. Each gondola is made of wood and equipped with hot steam, a ride with panoramic views and wide-open pores. A Finnish tradition with a literal twist of innovation. Giant viruses like the Mimi virus and the Pandora virus seem like they're from another dimension. Similar in size to some bacteria, they have hundreds of previously unpublished genes. Scientific challenges that redefine what we understand by life. Microscopic monsters that change the game. The asteroid, Psyche 16, could make every person on Earth a millionaire. Gold and precious metal reserves are estimated at $100 quadrillion. Located between Mars and Jupiter, still beyond human reach, space mining already has its first tempting treasure. A hummingbird weighs less than 0.1 ounces, about the same as a coin or 3 paper clips. Despite its lightness, it flies with surgical precision, hovering and performing impossible maneuvers. A nectar-powered aerial marvel. Emma Hibson, born in 2017, was conceived in 1992. Her embryo was frozen for 25 years before implantation, a world record in human cryopreservation. A modern miracle with a surname and birth certificate. Eccentric manner creates rings with detailed images of the eyes of loved ones. Each piece of jewelry captures the iris, with advanced technology and millimeter-precise artistry, a gaze turned into a keepsake to wear forever. Julian Boss Andre designs human sculptures that disappear when viewed from certain angles. He plays with light, materials, and empty space to alter the viewer's perception, an optical illusion turned into sculpture. Fontes transforms air into drinking water. Using solar energy, it extracts ambient humidity, ideal for cyclists or arid regions. Produces up to 17 ounces per hour without a single drop of rain. In Bangladesh, hundreds of people travel on the roofs of trains due to lack of tickets, a dangerous tradition during holidays. The risk of falls, collisions, or electrocutions doesn't stop those trying to get home. Your pupils have a rim called the limbus, a dark band with a fibrous texture, tiny folds that help focus light. Details invisible to the naked eye but crucial for seeing clearly. Andrew McCarthy achieved the most precise image of the moon by combining thousands of photos over 2 weeks, craters, mountains, and valleys, with a level of detail never recorded. Science and patience looking at the sky. Fireflies could disappear, artificial lights block their mating signals, and pesticides damage their habitat, a natural spectacle at risk of extinction due to human progress. In Serbia, liquid trees filter the air with microalgae, urban devices that purify like real trees, releasing oxygen and capturing CO2. Biotechnology to combat pollution without roots. Petra, in Jordan, was carved out of rock by the Nabateans more than 2,000 years ago. Canals, cisterns, and monumental facades turned it into a wonder of the desert. Even today, it fascinates thousands with its ancient engineering. The Roulette d'Italia in Ventimiglia is barely 17 inches wide, a street where you can only pass sideways. Historical heritage in miniature. Lake Baikal in Siberia is the deepest in the world, more than 5,249 feet deep, and boasting unique biodiversity. It contains 1/5 of the planet's unfrozen freshwater. A veterinarian monitors a lion's heart using an Apple Watch, portable technology at the service of wildlife, offering non-invasive monitoring and real-time data. The sargassum fish lives among floating algae invading the Caribbean. While sargassum affects tourism, it provides refuge and food for multiple species. A controversial but vital ecosystem. At fairs, cannons are used to launch bowling balls great distances, precision technology for recreational purposes. A spectacle of power, noise, and entertainment. In the Strait of Magellan, the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans meet without mixing. Differences in temperature and salinity form a visible dividing line, a natural phenomenon that seems like magic. Hong Kong is home to the world's largest Rubik's Cube, over 6.5 feet on each side, fully functional. It takes more than one person to turn it, but only a genius to solve it. Nikita, a viral artist, recreates the terror of Junji Ito with makeup, creating monsters and deformed faces with brushes and great precision. Art that disturbs, fascinates, and goes viral. The Forex market has no physical location. Currencies from all over the world are exchanged between banks, businesses, and individuals, generating more than $7 trillion in transactions daily. The value of each currency varies depending on economics, politics, or rumors. Human and chimpanzee DNA are 98% identical. Biologically, they are considered almost evolutionary siblings. Genetic studies with chimpanzees reveal secrets about human diseases and the shared history between species. The Earth's magnetic field acts as an invisible shield. It protects against solar radiation and allows life to exist on the planet. Birds, turtles, and other animals use this field to migrate. Without it, the planet would be exposed to constant danger. The gray wolf walks more than 18 miles a day. It hunts in packs, cares for its young, and maintains a well-defined hierarchy. In extreme climates, it demonstrates that cooperation is key to survival in the wild. Sea turtles live to be over 100 years old. They cross entire oceans, survive storms, and return to the same place to spawn. Symbols of strength and resilience, adapting to human threats and climate changes. In 1981, the Osborne Company launched the first laptop. It weighed 24 pounds and resembled a suitcase. Despite its size, it was the pioneer of portable computing, which today fits in a pocket. The first YouTube video was titled "Me at the Zoo." Jawed Karim, one of the founders, appears in front of elephants. Uploaded in 2005, this clip marked the beginning of a new era in global communication. The QR code was born in Japan in 1994. It was used to track car parts in factories. Today, it allows you to access menus, promotions, or links from a cell phone in seconds. At Peyto's Pizzas, sweet pizzas delight those with a sweet tooth. Each slice comes with famous chocolates, such as Nutella or brownies, for an exaggerated sugary experience. Instagram explodes every time someone uploads a photo. Philippe Conticini's XXL croissant looked like something out of a dream. Huge, fluffy, and buttery scented, yet retaining the lightness of the French classic. Available in Paris and London, it went viral for its size and flavor. The Robert Face Slimmer, a silicone facial ring, was designed to tone facial muscles. Used in suction and pressure exercises, it promised to improve circulation, reduce sagging, and contour the face without surgery. Pial de piquete was an essential technique in charreria. It involved throwing a rope that caught the legs of moving cattle. It required pinpoint precision and great skill to immobilize the animal without harming it. The Hydrosaurus was a semi-arboreal lizard from Southeast Asia with a large dorsal crest. It swam like a fish and climbed like a monkey. Its elongated tail and slender body made it agile both in water and on dry land. Brain-machine interfaces already made it possible to control objects with the mind. People with paralysis could move robotic arms, type, or navigate without touching anything. Companies like Neuralink are developing brain chips that allow people to communicate without speaking. Architects from South Korea and the United Arab Emirates designed floating cities to combat climate change. These self-sufficient platforms use solar energy, vertical farming, and complete recycling. Science fiction turned into real urban planning. Quantum teleportation already existed, but not like in Star Trek. Scientists managed to transfer information between particles without moving matter. This milestone promised ultra-fast computers and unhackable networks. Human-like robots would soon care for the elderly and teach children. Models already existed with soft voices, lifelike expressions, and the ability to pick up, remember medication, or simply keep company. The metaverse was emerging as a second digital life. Jobs, shopping, meetings, and concerts took place within virtual worlds. With VR headsets and avatars, large companies were already investing millions to build this new reality. In caves or environments without light or clocks, the human body lost its sense of time. Volunteers in experiments developed entirely new internal rhythms, as if resetting their biological clocks from scratch. The jellyfish Turritopsis dohrnii defied death. When damaged or stressed, it could reverse its aging and return to its youthful phase. Although not immortal, its regeneration cycle made it a biological mystery. During the Renaissance, artists used pigments made from extreme ingredients. The mummy brown mixture included Egyptian mummy powder. They believed it gave their paintings magical properties and unique colors. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle broke classical logic. You couldn't know both the position and the velocity of a particle. The more precise one was, the more uncertain the other. Welcome to quantum chaos. The Mandela effect caused collectively mistaken memories. Thousands swore Nelson Mandela died in prison, even though he died in 2013. Changes in logos, phrases, or scenes caused mass confusion, with no clear explanation. Dogs saw in shades of blue and yellow, but they detected motion better than humans. Their retinas had more rods, allowing them to hunt in the dark and react to the slightest movement. Natural hunters with limited color vision. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was the first animated feature film in history. Released by Disney in 1937, it marked a turning point in cinema, technique, emotion, and fantasy in a single film. In ancient times, fur coats were a symbol of nobility. Wearing fox, marten, or ermine fur distinguished the wealthy from the rest. More than just clothing, it was a statement of power and status that spanned centuries. Parrots like the African gray had intelligence comparable to that of a 5-year-old child. They recognized colors, understood concepts like same or different, and learned vocabulary. Geniuses with wings and beaks. Capuchin monkeys used tools with astonishing creativity. They cracked nuts with stones and used sticks to catch insects, behavior that demonstrated their ability to reason and adapt to their environment. In ancient Russia, frogs were dipped in milk to preserve it. The skin of certain amphibians secreted antimicrobial compounds that prevented it from spoiling. a natural method before modern refrigeration. In February 2020, Steamboat Springs, Colorado, broke a record with the world's largest firework. It weighed over 2,600 pounds and reached 2,200 feet in height before exploding bright red. Tortas ahogadas, drowned tortillas, are an icon of Guadalajara, Jalisco. Bread filled with carnitas is dipped in chile de árbol sauce with pickled onions and radishes. Intensely spicy and flavorful, they are the soul of Mexican street food. Riding spurs were used to give instructions to the horse. They were placed on the rider's heels and carried a metal disc or spike that stimulated the animal without harming it. A subtle control for complex maneuvers. In Monsters, Inc., one of the scarers entered Sid's room, the same boy from Toy Story. The poster on the wall was identical to the one Sid had, which explained why he was so scared when he saw a monster appear in his room. Mini World Lion, in France, recreated iconic scenes from Jurassic Park in miniature. The giant entrance, the sick Triceratops, and other moments were featured in this unique animated attraction that combined nostalgia and detail. Designing your home without being an architect was possible with 3D Home Styler, a free and easy-to-use tool. It allowed users to drag and drop objects to create personalized spaces with 3D visualization. Bots was a short film that fused robotics, 3D projection, and acting. It used industrial robotic arms and high-definition screens synchronized with an actor, creating an immersive science fiction visual experience. The so-called safety candle, of Chinese origin, is striking for its design, capable of illuminating spaces with intense light while reducing the risk of fire. This invention, tested in Dubai, combines heat-resistant materials and a system that automatically cuts off the flame in the event of an accident. Matte charcoal masters charcoal to portray scenes and faces filled with emotion. His style blends the abstract and the realistic with remarkable technical precision. The Fallas Festival in Valencia transforms the Spanish city into an open-air museum with satirical monuments made of cardboard and wood. The festival culminates with a spectacular burning and a unique pyrotechnic display. Microsoft introduced a Deadpool-inspired Xbox controller called the Cheek Controller. Available only through a raffle, it became a highly sought-after collector's item. In Florence, the Ponte Vecchio survived World War II, as Adolf Hitler reportedly ordered it not to be destroyed due to its historical beauty. In Paris, the Eiffel Tower was almost dismantled after the 1889 World's Fair, but it survived thanks to its use as a radio antenna. The northern lights illuminate the polar sky with shades of green and violet, a phenomenon caused by the interaction of solar particles with the Earth's magnetic field. The King of Hearts is the only one in the deck without a mustache. This oddity stems from a 15th century printing error that, far from being corrected, became a tradition and part of the card's charm. In Saudi Arabia, the Shabara Resort Hotel floats over turquoise waters. Its rooms, suspended metallic spheres, combine luxury, privacy, and solar energy in a futuristic landscape. The TMC Dumont, the work of Brazilian Tarso Marques, features a 1960s Rolls-Royce aircraft engine. With its 300 horsepower and avant-garde design, it won fans and won the prestigious Daytona Bike Week. The moon doesn't emit its own light, it reflects the sun's. Although it returns only 3 to 12% of what it receives, its proximity makes it a beacon of light at night. In some experiments, certain cows wear a device that connects to their stomachs. This allows scientists to study digestion and improve livestock nutrition, reducing costs and emissions. In the United States, advanced drones are already delivering medicine and food to remote areas. They also monitor fires and floods, helping to save ecosystems and respond quickly to emergencies. In Japan, the Dr. Yellow train travels at high speed along the bullet train tracks to inspect them. It doesn't carry passengers, but its sighting is a symbol of railway precision. Some species of fireflies synchronize their flashing. This natural spectacle, seen in Southeast Asia and North America, serves to attract mates and fascinates like a dance of lights. Scientists are developing technology that allows virtual objects to be manipulated in 3 dimensions, using only the hands, without gloves or remote controls, bringing digital reality closer to the tangible. In Chongqing, China, the crystal skyscraper hangs more than 820 feet high. It connects several buildings and houses, gardens, pools, and viewing platforms with breathtaking panoramic views, breaking the rules of traditional architecture. Nike created shoes that can be slipped on without hands, thanks to a self-adjusting system in the heel. They are perfect for people with reduced mobility or for those seeking instant comfort without sacrificing style. Stop motion is an animation technique that brings real objects to life through sequential photos. Although laborious, it creates a magical style like that seen in films like The Nightmare Before Christmas. The Lopafit combines an electric bicycle with a treadmill. Instead of pedaling, you walk on a treadmill powered by a motor. Born in the Netherlands, it offers gentle exercise and eco-friendly transportation in a single invention. The Neurorone is an autonomous electric food delivery vehicle. It has no steering wheel or seats and is guided by 360-degree cameras and artificial intelligence operating in cities across the United States. The Siberian Husky can withstand temperatures as low as -104 degrees Fahrenheit, thanks to its double coat. Bred to pull sleds, it is resilient, energetic, and perfectly adapted to extreme climates. In Australia, the jetpack flying backpack uses 2 enormous propellers to lift a person. Although experimental, it is reminiscent of science fiction scenes and paves the way for personal air transport. Chess boxing combines physical combat with mental games. Competitors alternate boxing bouts with rounds of chess, winning by checkmate or knockout in an extreme test of body and mind. Drone races pit pilots against each other as they pilot aircraft at full speed around obstacle-filled circuits. With first-person view goggles, the experience combines reflexes, precision, and pure adrenaline. Since the 1980s, candies have been made that include insects such as crickets and scorpions. They are edible and are sold at fairs and in specialty shops, ideal for those seeking an extreme challenge. Storm-proof matches even light underwater. Resistant to wind, rain, and extreme conditions, they were created for military use, but today are essential for camping and survival. Creating your own perfume involves mixing essential oils with alcohol. A base note like vanilla, a middle note like lavender, and a top note like lemon are chosen. After weeks of resting, a unique aroma emerges, impossible to find in stores. A specialized robot prepares pizzas in stores without human intervention. It stretches the dough, adds sauce, cheese, and other ingredients with millimeter precision. It combines Italian tradition with the efficiency of automation. On the International Space Station, astronauts made pizzas in microgravity. They used flatbread, sauce, and processed cheese to keep things from floating. Cooking up there is a challenge, but this food crossed the atmosphere to brighten the mood. In 1847, an American sailor pierced the center of a bun to help it bake better. Thus was born the bagel with its classic shape, which went from a practical solution to a global culinary icon. At 70 years old, Pole Alexander Doba rode solo across the Atlantic from France to New York for 110 days. He braved storms, giant waves, and loneliness, proving that age doesn't stop passion. According to a 2023 report, the best-selling video games are Minecraft with over 220 million copies, followed by GTA 5 and Tetris. 3 entire generations grew up among blocks, open worlds, and virtual chaos. Grass skiing is practiced without snow using skis with wheels. It originated in Germany as a summer training sport and is now a high-speed sport on green hills. The world's largest gold ingot weighed about 551 pounds. It was valued at $15 million, and the curious thing was that anyone could touch it at the Toy Gold Museum in Japan. Hyundai created a crab-inspired parking system. The wheels could rotate laterally up to 45 degrees, allowing sideways movements, roundabout turns, and high-precision maneuvers. And that's all. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting facts.